Hello friends, welcome into the Cowboys Report presented by BetDSI, the internet's #1 sportsbook. I am your host Tom Downey, here with the latest installment of the Cowboys fan rumors, all of them coming in from our YouTube channel over at youtube.com/Dallas Cowboys Report. All right, first up from Tyrone Brown, a very lengthy fan rumor. We actually had to cut some of it out, so I'm sorry there, Tyrone, but it was fairly long. The overall gist of it: get rid of Scott Linehan, and also some Jason Garrett thrown in there as well, but we'll focus on Linehan part because I agree. 4 stars, please, please, please fire Scott Linehan. Now look, I get that Garrett's loyal to Linehan, and there are more than just a Linehan problem with the offense. There's more than just a Linehan problem with the offense. But if you're identifying the single biggest problem with the Cowboys offense right now, it's the offensive coordinator. If there's an early playoff loss, be it the wild card or even the round after that, I think Linehan ends up getting fired. So 4 stars on this one, as I think Tyrone said it best. Linehan has to go. He just has to go, period. I think that one was absolutely spot on. All right, next up in our Cowboys fan room, this one from Darian McGee says, Jerry Jones is going to keep his word and believe in Dak and get him a great OC and quarterback coach like he did Romo so he can develop into a great quarterback. I will give this one 2 stars. I certainly hope that is the case, and I know that Jerry Jones believes that Dak is the franchise quarterback. And he has no trouble paying big money for assistants. He's proved that time and time again. Heck, he did it with Jason Garrett himself when he had interest from other NFL teams. But remember, the head coach gets the most input on the staff, and that's still Jason Garrett. So Garrett, although he'll get input from other coaching staff members, from the front office, from Jerry Jones, and so on, he's also going to get input from Garrett himself. Garrett, I think, will be in the end the guy who makes the most impact on that decision. I think they'll hire a good one. I don't know if he's going to get the very, very best, though. Hopefully that's the case. Maybe it's more like 2.5 stars, but I'll wait and see on that one. All right, folks, all of the fan rumors from today's show are from our Cowboys Report YouTube channel, youtube.com/Dallas Cowboys Report. If you're watching on Facebook, go subscribe at that link below. If you're watching on YouTube and you haven't already subscribed, hit that button and stay tuned in the community tab. We'll get you guys involved in the show as well. All right, next up from Hunter West says, Dak is the franchise guy. They just got to start calling plays. They use his mobility. They're using him like a pocket passer, not a rollout or a read option quarterback. He says bad coaching all around. Look, I very much agree with this one. Now, you can debate if he's the franchise quarterback or not. I'm going to focus more on the fact that he's being used wrong because he is. That's 4 stars. The Cowboys have not let Dak use his legs well enough. The staff overall is poor at adjusting to the players' talents. And yes, use more rollouts. Where did those go? Use the play action. The Cowboys should lead the NFL in play action. Instead, they're about league average. Use the read option, the RPOs, 4 stars. Now, you can debate if Dak's the franchise guy, which we will here in a little bit. But let Dak Prescott use his abilities the way that we know he can. He's being forced into this square of being a pocket passer. Instead, let him be a mobile guy. Let him roll out. Let him use play action. Don't make him into Tony Romo because he's not Tony Romo. That's not who Dak Prescott is. Their strengths and their weaknesses are different. Yet, let Dak Prescott use his legs. The best play the Cowboys have that they never use is actually the quarterback draw. And they used it a bunch earlier in the year. They go empty set. It's one of their go-to 2-point conversion plays, and they haven't used it in a while. And they changed it, and they brought the halfback in, Zeke or Rod or whoever, which only brings another guy into the box, which makes a quarterback draw even more difficult to work. It's bad play calling. Now, as for the franchise quarterback part, I'll let you guys debate that in the comment section. Is Dak the Cowboys franchise quarterback? Type Y for yes, type N for no. The good news is you shouldn't have to decide quite yet. You have an extra year of his deal. Make Dak prove it again next year. I lean more towards the yes, but I'm not convinced by any means yet. All right, Film Productions, a constant watcher, says, are we finally reaping the benefits of the second-round picks? Cheeto, Tank, Jalen, and Randy? Yeah, another one, 4 stars. You guys were great this week, by the way. Look, the Cowboys are among the better drafting teams, as weird as that may sound for some of you. And some of those recent second-round picks are now paying off in a big, big way. Now, look, there were big risks in Jalen Smith, in Randy Gregory, for different reasons. They invested a lot in DeMarcus Lawrence by trading up to go get him. Connor Williams hasn't developed quite yet. I still love him. I think in time he'll be a good player. Awuzie's made some nice impact plays and been picked on quite a bit this year. But overall, you come away with those 5 guys in round 2, that's pretty darn impressive. And it's a big factor why that defense has so many homegrown talent members out there. All right, folks, today's show is brought to you by BetDSI, and here's how you can get an NFL jersey or Cowboys jersey for free. Head over to chatsports.com/bet. Use promo code Cowboys120. Sign up and deposit. Once you do that, DM us on Twitter @chatsports. We'll get you guys hooked up. So to recap that deal, $50 down. You'll get 64 free to bet with, and they constantly give away more money, by the way. I have more bonus money than I know what to do with right now on BetDSI, and we'll get you guys an NFL jersey as well. Chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Cowboys120, then DM us on Twitter @chatsports to get in on that deal. All right, from Jakari Durrell says, Darius Jackson and Rico Gathers get a better workload and more reps against the New York Giants. I'll give this one 3 stars, and mostly because I do think you'll see more Darius Jackson because we've seen no Darius Jackson, right? There's very little reason, in fact, there is none, to give Zeke many touches this week. There's just no point to it. He doesn't need work. In fact, he needs a breather. So that frees up more work for your number 2 back right now, Rod Smith, and Darius Jackson, your number 3 back. Now, Rod probably going to be more first, second, Jackson some third, and special teams. Overall, I think those 2 will take most of the workload. But at tight end, you have 3 young guys, and Dalton Schultz and Blake Jarwin and Rico Gathers, they're all young and developing. You really can benefit by giving them all more reps. So I actually don't know how much more Rico you're going to see this week because Dalton and Blake Jarwin, the Cowboys seem to like those 2 better. Now, speaking of liking tight ends, Chase the Goat says Rico hasn't played because Linehan doesn't like him. Well, yeah, I'm going to give that one 3 stars. Rico plays about 11 snaps per game, most of them blocking snaps. And the staff clearly likes Jarwin and Dalton Schultz more. And I pounded the table not that long ago to say, hey, stop giving Blake Jarwin reps, give them to Rico Gathers. And then Blake Jarwin actually started to play well. And now it doesn't really make all that much sense to give Rico more reps per se. The Cowboys have invested more in Dalton Schultz, and he's a better blocker, and it's starting to play more like he did at Stanford. He stepped up his game. Blake Jarwin's made some plays. I'm down to see more of Rico Gathers, but you have 3 tight ends. I get why the Cowboys aren't using him very much, even though I really would have thought he would have taken over Blake Jarwin by now. But who should be the Cowboys' number 1 tight end? Is it Gathers, Schultz, or Jarwin? Let me know in the comments section. I know many of you guys love Rico out there. I kind of think his time is winding down. I was stunned the Cowboys didn't give him more work in the middle of the year. I like to see him more used in the red zone, but the Cowboys don't seem all that interested. All right, Mr. Matt Banks says Jared Cook will be a good free agent pick. Well, he will be for somebody. I just don't think it's going to be the Cowboys. I'll give this one 2 stars. Jared Cook coming off a career best year, and typically when you see 30-plus-year-old tight ends do that, that offense means a bit of a flash in the pan. Now, I think the Cowboys will look for more tight end help, especially if they let Jeff Swaim walk. I just think it's going to be a younger option. I don't know if it's going to end up being Jared Cook. So he'll draw interest for sure. Teams need a tight end. I could see the Cowboys having interest there, but he is going to want the money. This is going to be his last contract. I don't know if the Cowboys are going to be willing to pay him like he perhaps deserves. All right, from Isaiah Rodriguez says, Kris Richard staying in Dallas. I'll give this one 2 stars. Now, he is going to draw head coaching interest. That is a guarantee, I promise you. If he doesn't get a head coaching job, he stays. And I know some of you are like, oh, he has to become the DC. Kris Richard is the DC. He's the one calling the plays. He's the defensive coordinator. Don't let the title fool you. And give Jerry Jones credit. He has always been willing to pay out the wazoo to keep extra assistants. He paid Jason Garrett a lot of money. He'll gladly do the same thing for Kris Richard. Maybe he can convince him to stay on as the DC and not take a head coaching job as well. But he's going to draw interest. So I'll ask you this, and I think I know the answer here, but I'll do it anyway. Who would you rather have as your head coach? Give me a G for Garrett. I almost put C. I thought about putting C there for Clapper, but I thought it'd be too confusing. Or R for Richard. I'm sure many of you guys are going to type in R in the comment section. All right, folks, today's show is brought to you by BetDSI, the internet's #1 sportsbook. Head over to chatsports.com/bet. Use promo code Cowboys120. It gets you a 120% deposit bonus. So you put down $50, they're going to give you 64 free. And then DM us on Twitter @chatsports to get that Cowboys jersey. We still have a couple left. They've gone pretty quickly. We'll leave it open now until the end of the holiday, season. I guess the New Year's is when we'll call that. So again, chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Cowboys120. Then DM us on Twitter @chatsports to get a Cowboys jersey. All right, some more fan rumors now from Brown X-Boy. I think I got that right. Says the Cowboys will sign Kareem Hunt. While I guess I can't technically completely eliminate this as a scenario, I'm going to give it just the 1 star, but I don't think it makes sense for the Cowboys. A, I don't want that guy on my team. I just don't want him, and I'm sure many of you feel the exact same way. Yes, he's talented. I don't want to bring him into that locker room. I don't want to deal with that headache I've built up with it right now with David Irving. Plus, if you're Kareem Hunt, why would you go to Cowboys if other teams in theory want you? You're going to be the backup to Zeke. You're not going to get that much of a workload. At that point, I think he's going to look elsewhere. So I'll give it the 1 star. I don't think it's very likely, but I can't 100% eliminate it quite yet. So I'll ask you, should Dallas sign Kareem Hunt? Type 1 for yes, type 2 for no. It's a no from me, dog. I don't want Kareem Hunt on this roster. I think you can go spend a draft pick on a halfback who will be cheaper, and heck, maybe end up getting the next Kareem Hunt anyway. You shouldn't invest too much at the halfback spot. All right, big man Spurs forces. We should get a guy like Lil Jordan Humphrey to get a more dynamic receiver and return play. I absolutely love this idea. 4 stars for me here. Humphrey is the exact type of receiver that the Dallas Cowboys needs. This fills 2 possible needs. Number 1, slot receiver, which is what Lil Jordan Humphrey tends to play at Texas. 2, dynamic return man. If you draft a receiver this year, which you might if you lose Cole Beasley, it should be one of those getting killing 2 birds with 1 stone, At that point, you fill your return man need and you fill your slot receiver need. It ends up being Tavon Austin, Cole Beasley combined into 1, and also though Jordan Humphrey's like 6'4", so you have extra speed there as well. Now, Humphrey might not declare, but there are other guys that fill that role. So sign me up for a Lil Jordan Humphrey type, that slot receiver, and a return man guy. Could not agree more with you there. All right, folks, if you didn't get what you wanted for Christmas, first off, I'm sorry, but you can rectify. Go get yourself a mizzen and main shirt. Comfortable.af is the site. You guys are not going to find a more comfortable dress shirt than a mizzen and main shirt. Go check them out today. Heck, they make awesome sweaters as well. Perfect since it's still a little bit cold outside. All right, once again from Big Man Spurs says, if Randy Gregory can stop the costly penalties or lower them, could he grow competitive with tank and sack numbers and maybe overall impact on our defense? I'm going to give this one 2 stars. Now, this is not a knock on Gregory by any means. This is more praise for DeMarcus Lawrence. Gregory has emerged as a reliable option this year, thank goodness. And I think he can approach DeMarcus Lawrence's sack numbers once he's able to stay on the field more often. But DeMarcus Lawrence commands far more attention and is great versus the run. The reality is, that's not Randy Gregory right now. You see the total snaps? Lawrence is playing through a torn labrum and playing almost every snap. Has way more tackles, more sacks, and by the way, see those tackle for loss numbers? Those don't include sacks. DeMarcus Lawrence stops the run. Randy Gregory, because of his lack of size, isn't ever going to be a DeMarcus Lawrence type of body, otherwise it's going to cost him his speed. Now, Gregory, I think, can and hopefully will approach the sack numbers, but he's never going to be peak DeMarcus Lawrence, who is so good against the run and really is one of the best edge rushers in all of the NFL. That's why he's going to command so much money. So just 2 stars on this one. I love what Randy's done this year, but I don't see him becoming a DeMarcus Lawrence type impact because he's been so good. All right, one last fan rumor today, folks. Mike Mardo says Jason Garrett moves to an executive role in the Dallas Cowboys organization. I'm sorry, Mike. I'm giving this one fake news, though, because why would Jason Garrett do this? He doesn't want to be an executive. He wants to be a head coach, and this is not a Marvin Lewis promotion type scenario. He doesn't want that type of promotion. Either Jason Garrett coaches as the Cowboys head coach, gets fired, or I guess at some point retires if he continues to have immense success like he had the past couple weeks, but, we'll see on that end. So Garrett is not going to go take the executive role. He's not going to be forced into retirement like, let's say, Romo kind of was by Jerry Jones. That's not going to be the scenario there. So what does Jason Garrett need to do for you to want to keep his job? Let me know in the comment section what you want from Garrett. I know many of you think Super Bowl or bust. I think if he wins the playoff game, or a playoff game, I think he's for sure back. If he loses, I don't think he's quite set in stone. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Hey Cowboys fans, thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.